Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. And here are some eyewitness photos you sent into our eyewitness portal. And we'll begin with this picture sent in from Olorunshogo Road in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. Our eyewitness reporter says there is commotion at Al-Kad filling station as a result of panic buying of petrol by customers eager to get this scarce product. Our reporter wants the government to put an end to the lingering fuel crisis. Our next photo takes us to 301 Diplomatic Drive in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. It shows a naked electricity wire exposed dangerously in the residential area at Zone D, Apo Legislative Quarters. Our eyewitness reporter wants the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company to urgently address the situation to avoid anyone, especially children, being electrocuted. And finally, this picture was taken at a filling station in Abeokuta, capital of Ogun State. It shows generators at filling stations as dealers refuse to sell in jerry cans. Our eyewitness reporter wants the relevant authorities and the government to improve electricity and fuel supply in the area. We do appreciate you for sending in those pictures, as we ask that you keep them coming. Let's take you back to some of our top stories. The All Progressives Congress governorship candidate in Bayelsa State, Mr. Timipre Sylva, also voted in his Dukaku Center polling station in Obuama Brass local government. The card reader at first did not read the fingerprints of Mr. Sylva until after several attempts. Shortly after the voting, Mr. Sylva expressed some concerns over what he called the breakdown of law and order in some parts of the state.
The state, I think Southern Niger has reported a lot of problems, even some deaths or so, very sadly. And I don't know if elections can go on in Southern Niger today from all the reports I've received. But elsewhere, of course, there were initial skirmishes, but I think things are beginning to normalize in most of the state. But here, of course, as you can see, there is no problem at all. It's going very peacefully. People are queuing up happily to vote, you can see. So I'm very happy that things are going on very well. The accreditation didn't go on as well as I thought it should because the card reader, I think, had some problems. But I think we've gone past that and voting has commenced, and so far, so good.
Have you noticed any voters apart? A lot of places, a lot of people didn't come out.
Well, I don't, unfortunately, I've not been outside my local government, outside my ward, after my unit. But I think that within this area there is no apathy at all. I've not seen any apathy. But elsewhere, I was told that in some local government, because of the initial hooliganism, a lot of well-meaning people were indoors and refused to come out to vote. But I've asked my party to go around and see whether people can be made to get interested again, because you know how it is when there is so much hooliganism. Well-meaning voters tend to stay indoors. That is the unfortunate thing that happened in some local governments.
The APC candidate, Mr. Timipre Sylva, running for governor in Bayelsa State. Let's take you straight to Kogi State now, where voters came out to take part in the supplementary elections. Larry Lasisi joins us now. What more do we know? Give us a situation report.
I can tell you that it appears election has concluded in most of the 18 local governments where the supplementary elections held today. And the reports reaching us is that there were no major incidents in most of these areas, and elections have been concluded. Attention now turns to the Collation Center where we are right now, and I'm told about 10 of the 18 local governments are already on ground with their results ready for collation to start. Also in this hall we have some party agents we have domestic observers, we have media, members of the media, and they're all here waiting for the returning officer for the Kogi State governorship election to come out and let the process begin. It's expected that the collation will start this evening, even though we've been told it will start over an hour ago, and it's been a waiting game thus far. And everyone here is hoping it won't be the way it happened the last time, 2 weeks ago, when the commissioners and the returning officer came out and announced that the whole process will be put off till the next day. So, but for now, people are just waiting here to hear what the next development will be.
Complaints during the process as a whole?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Yes, I was just asking if there were complaints during the process as a whole.
Well, from those I spoke with voters, I spoke with members, some observer groups, I spoke with the police, and everyone was satisfied with the process as far as I was concerned. Those I spoke with said the materials arrived on time. Voter turnout was okay. There were no major issues with the card readers, and generally it appears the process went without much incident.
Larry Lasisi, I want to thank you so much indeed. We ask you to just keep in tight there as we await the results being announced, to be announced at some point before the night falls. Moving on to other stories now. Tragedy was averted today as men of the Lagos State Fire Service, Nigerian Police, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency and the Lagos State Traffic Management Agency in a combined operation put out a fire caused by spillage from a petrol tanker. The tanker had initially lost control while being towed on the Ojuelegba Bridge. 4 vehicles and a building were razed in the inferno. Our correspondent, Oreoluwa Shonibare, reports.
It's difficult not to feel a sense of deja vu, but the coincidence of this location leaves one without choice of thought. The tragic incident that occurred here, where a container fell from this bridge in Ojuelegba, Lagos State, crushing a car and killing 3 occupants, is still fresh in the mind. And today, another incident is threatening to wreak a more devastating havoc. The sequence starts when this fuel tanker lost control while being towed. The resultant accident led to fuel spilling from the bridge onto cars below and into the drainage that connects to the canal. Everyone involved in safety in the state are on ground, making sure the situation is under control.
What we are seeing now is the security agencies, the road traffic management agencies freeing the service lane so that the gridlock that we have that has flown towards the stadium, we can move and ease traffic to take the service lane under Ojuelegba Bridge in order to link Fadeyi, Jibowu, Ikorodu Road.
Try as the rescue agencies might, this did not stop the outbreak of fire that engulfed these vehicles. More worrisome is the distance the flames traveled to have razed this building situated at the end of the street. This eyewitness gives a recount of the experience.
We use the water off the ones in our compound, both the other compound, all of us, we are trying to off all of them. But this compound is so unlucky that they have only 2 young guys here. So, out of fear, they run out, they could not do anything. And before we can finish offing our own, the fire is already in the building, so there's nothing we can do then.
The incident has caused a heavy gridlock. And for those on the other side of the bridge, they made to turn back for safety. However, stricter measures on heavy-duty vehicles still needs to be enforced and checks made on the integrity of this bridge.
The state government is cognizant of to ensure the strength and the viability of this bridge because of the incessant incidents we have here. So the material laboratory testing will be here to do what we call the structural integrity test to ensure that the bridge is free.
We are not unaware of the frequency of accidents around this axis, but we are taking a very critical look at it as a government. We are looking at our options, and I can assure you that in the days ahead, what we have put in place will definitely bring effectively to an end accidents in this axis where we feel that tanker drivers or truck drivers need to be more careful, and we haven't considered the option of ensuring that they don't even come on this bridge anymore.
The battle may have been won here, but depending on how effectively and urgently corrective measures are put in place, accidents will continue and lives will always be in danger. Orolu Ashonibare, Channels Television News.
When the news at 10 returns, First Bank Fiesta of Flavors kicks off in Lagos, plus other business stories. Join us again.